So let's try that again, my friend. So earlier, while I was at work, I have already told you about the existential doorway, right? It stemmed out of this recent experience I had. Oh no, the lighting is not magical anymore. It's getting dark in here. Let's move. It's getting dark in here. So let's move to the light. Getting dark. It's getting dark. It's getting dark in here. It's getting dark in here. So let's move to. Yeah, now it works again. Oh, oh. Now it works again. I look so healthy, even if I'm not in the physical. Well, I'm still healthy. I'm just a bit sick. But I should stop fangirling over the lighting because this will disappear again eventually. So I stopped, I guess, at the existential doorway that I was feeling. And there are a lot of things that I'm thinking about after that recent experience I had with the short film and acting or attempting to act in front of the camera. There is a lot of like epiphanies that stemmed out of that. And one of those is that this is exactly what Leonardo DiCaprio is doing, and Brad Pitt, and Viola Davis, and Scorsese. Because I'm not just the actor, I'm also doing something behind the scene. I also wrote that story and planned the shots also. I'm not just, so I also did as much, maybe more behind the scenes than in front of the camera, because the preparation for the acting is also behind the scenes. And I'm like, this is exactly what those people in Hollywood is doing. And I'm doing it right now. Right now. I'm not famous, I'm not rich. I'm rich in the spirit, but I'm doing it. I just did it. Right? I wrote the story. I saw it in a I saw it in a bigger screen because we had the screening after the editing. We had the screening in the classroom. I saw myself in the bigger screen acting. This is exactly the same thing as what Leonardo DiCaprio is doing. He just happens to have a bigger, they just happen to have bigger budgets for things and fancier sets, and they just happen to have more preparation time for the role, and he just happens to be entitled to more demands or comfort within in the set, and more people are pampering him, I guess, with the makeup and the costumes, and everything is just the grand version of what I just did. But if you really look at it, it's the same thing. You just dress it up, and I just happen to it's the same thing. That's what I know. I realized. It made me feel a bit strange why I haven't noticed that before. Maybe because it's the first time I acted in front of the camera and had my story or script used to 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 used in a project, and people really acted on it. They made my writing, they gave flesh to my writing basically. And I'm like, this is the same thing that Scorsese is doing, that Tarantino is doing, that all the other screenwriters slash directors, this is the same thing. It's just more complicated on their part because there is a larger audience. But basically, if you strip it down, this is the very thing that they are doing, and I have done it even if I'm still here. I'm like, when I noticed that, I'm like, because before special not especially, what's the word, I guess the circumstances have changed, because in the Philippines this is not something that I can do. So that concept became ingrained. We have to move again because the light is going away. Okay, yes, because in the Philippines, that kind of environment sort of ingrained in my head that I have to be famous first for me to do the things that I'm interested in. So it made my dreams twice, or not just twice, maybe eternally hard, because I have to get someone else's approval first, and not just someone else's. There has to be a lot of people that has to approve of me for me to do the things that I'm interested in. Because who would waste precious budget on someone who is unknown, who is just, who didn't come from the legacy of some show business in the family, in that's on the show business, who's gonna take a risk. But here in Finland, it's so accessible. Like, if I want to make a short film, I just enroll in the where I got this course from, and boom, I can act in front of a camera. I can just do that. This is just something that I can do. And there I also met people who are interested in the things. So we made a great team, because we're really interested to make something great. So I'm aware that it could have been better if we had more time, but considering the time that we had, we did a great job, actually. Also, in my own standards, I think, I feel like I did something that I'm proud of. You know, when I was younger, the only reason why I wanted to be famous is because I want to meet Harry Styles. It's because I want to meet Harry Styles. And some other, maybe Leonardo DiCaprio also. I want to meet them. And in my head, I'm like, the only way I can meet these people and work with them, or write a song, or share the screen, or have the same sort of, is to be one of these people. That's the only way I can work with them. For example, write a song with Harry Styles. I have to be one of these people who write songs as well, or who has some kind of following that they will be interested to do something together. So that's the only reason why I wanted to be famous. Or maybe also because of the because I already told you that I'm from a third world country. So I have pretty good ideas where to put the money. And also, I want to buy my family a house. I want to have be, before my parents die. I want them to experience that to know, to have, to know what it's like not to rent. Yeah, exactly. And fame, sort of, in the eyes of a teenager, fame is like the teenager me. I'm not sure with the other teenagers. In the eyes of the teenager me, fame is that lottery ticket that can make these things possible. The doing things that I'm very interested in, the working with people that I'm interested in to work with, or that inspires me in some ways, and buying my parents a house. Fame is the key to this bright future. But now now that I'm older, I think it has changed my perception of fame. It's like the light is disappearing. Just a second.